In this video, I will be showcasing my boss clear of the heroic Dreamrift boss on my Brewmaster monk. Now, unfortunately, I already cleared it on heroic earlier today, and I got the achievement right here, but I forgot to record. So just so I could still have a video on this fight, I went ahead and I joined a different group and I just did it again, and it took us maybe 3 pulls. In the original group, it took like 4 or 5. So in this video, I'm just going to be showing the fight and talking over it. I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, sometimes, and I'm going to give tips for tanks if you're trying to do this soon, and specifically tips for Brewmaster, what you can do in the fight, what's good, what's not good. And yeah, so before I cut to the fight, let me just show gear real quick. I'm currently sitting at 250 item level. All my gear is champion from Bountiful Delves and some M0s, so let's do a quick go through. You can pause the video and look at what I have, but let's do a quick rundown real here. I did craft this ring. It's actually very good. What it does is it has a proc chance to summon a Loa, and different Loas give different buffs, and you get different ones based off of what your gems are. So, for example, I have a verse and crit and a crit and verse, and if I remember correctly, it is you have a bear buff that gives you a stacking critical strike buff, and then you have something where if you have no gems, it summons a capybara that gives you main stat. So it's a pretty good ring for doing like early raids and raid prog and M0s. It's very helpful. And then I got this hero ring from a delve with really high crit, so I was pretty lucky. Super good. And I got this Myth Trek Bellastone from Murder Row when it was in Mythic Zero, but it's no longer in because of the current season. It's not in rotation, but this is pretty good for just critical strike and for the bonus if when it's stat. And then this trinket anybody can get. Simply you have to farm Singularity Renown up to level 7. You do a quest and then you can get the trinket, and it's very good. It gives you crit, leech, and movement speed, and you can power it up to make them proc more and give you more stats. And then my weapon is just a champion weapon right now. So that's my gear, nothing too crazy. And then for my talents, I am running Shadow Pen build. Now, hero talents, you can really play either one for single target fights. I've been having more fun with Shadow Pen because it does pretty high damage. I think it does more than Master Harmony. I could be wrong, but either way, I've been liking it a lot. If you want to do as much damage as possible, this is a pretty good build for that, with talents such as Fuel the Fire and Empty the Cellar for Exploding Keg. Because for this boss in particular, there's a lot of ads that need to be handled, so having the keg do these bonus hits helps with getting the ads down as fast as possible. Same thing with Walk of the Ox. Having the stomp do bonus damage on the ad packs really helps. But you are more than welcome to change it around if you just want to focus on doing normal damage through your rotation and you want to focus more on surviving. Then you can do something more like, let's see, take out these. You can take Resolve. You can take Zen State. You can take either High Tolerance or Influence Stave, or you can do Double Tolerance. Something like that is fine. Other talents, Ox Dance is still pretty useless in my opinion. It's it's really only good if you're pushing like super high keys or even mythic raid. It's really not worth taking. You can take elixir, but I've been noticing it's really not that noticeable of a shield. But again, if you want to just focus on living, you can use something like this as well, and that is fine. And then you can also take out Counter Strike for something else as well, like this. But if you want to do big damage, you can run Shadow Pen, or you can swap this to Master Harmony with this build right here and keep these talents and still do fine. I just like Shadow Pen because it's just more fun, and I feel like it's a little bit stronger in ads fights because you get more Nizao procs because you have, where's the talent? Right here. The cooldown is lowered, so you get Nizao more often. But yeah, with that all out of the way, I will cut to the boss fight. Alright, so here we go for showcasing the fight. So for the soak mechanic of groups that go into the phase, I am in the second soak. So what's going to happen on this pull is my code tank, who is a Guardian Druid, he is going to first pick up the boss, and I'm just going to basically sit to the side and just do basic ability rotation and save my cooldowns until I am tanking the boss and he is in the phase. So we're going to start here. So I'm just going to let him go ahead and pull it. I'll put a lust up so I can move in. And I'm just doing basic keg smash, river fire, blackout kick, and a tiger bomb. I don't need to use my shield right now. I don't use any cooldowns yet. I'm just chilling. I'm chilling. Now right here is when I do pop a shield and take some damage, and I taunt the boss off, and I move him a little bit over. And now right here is where you want to send your cooldowns to as much damage as you can. So as you can see right here, I used Chi Burst, Keg, and then I clicked it again for Empty the Cellar. I have Nizao up, and I'm just doing as much damage as I can with my CDs right down here. And I have a, I think it's called Light's Potential potion. I had this macro to Nizao so that I get the buff, and it gives me a boost of main stat for 30 seconds, I think. Yeah, because it's at 26 right here. So I'm just on the boss right now. And so now what's happening is these ads are beginning to fixate towards the boss, and you don't want these to hit the boss because if they do, then he will eat them and heal. So everybody else needs to focus down these ads and cleave them, and then so something that I do is I throw my Ring of Peace down to help them just keep it back, and then I do slow move backs as needed so that I know I'm good for where I had the boss moved. I'm moving more down here because that big guy is still walking. Keeping myself alive and doing as much damage as I can. Now for this consume, it is massive raid-wide damage. And when it ends, it's a knockback. So something that Brewmasters can do here is you can put down Transcendence, and you can port back so you don't get knocked back. If you're Warrior, I think you can do Charge. If you're Guardian Druid, you can do Skull Bash. I think that works. For other tanks, I'm not really sure because I don't really play them, but basically, if you can not get knocked back, then it is pretty good to keep the boss set. So you'll watch it here. I port back. Super fun mechanic for monk tanking. So now it's my turn to go into the phase. I get hit, and then I need to pick up all these ads and get aggro. So I go in, try to get them all up. and I just do big AoE damage right here. And then once his shield on this mob is gone, I have a little bit of downtime. I'm gonna go hit the boss while I can. Just until that ad is back up to attack. I'm gonna keep hitting the boss. My code take is moving the boss really well. Now we finish off this ad, and we go back in the boss. So this is gonna be consume. I pop my Fort Brew just to keep myself up to take less damage, help my healers. It's always good to have a defensive up during consume, or use a health pot, use a lockstone, whatever you can do to live. Now, in this phase, what's going to happen is he's going to aim a beam in a direction going down, and when it ends, or he's going to fly across this beam, and then he's going to spawn ads, and these ads need to be picked up and killed, and he does this 3 times. So, let's see. So, something that I do here is I put down my Ox statue, and what this does is it will pulse threat to nearby enemies, and what's cool is his dive doesn't damage the statue, so it stays up when he's about to go in. So I do that, and I roll out, and then I throw my keg at the mobs, and I try to just get them all together, and we just cleave them down. And so while you're fighting these ads, this cast right here, Fearsome Cry, this needs to be kicked at all times. If it's not kicked, it's a mass fear. So that's very important to CC. Okay, so here's another wave. I reposition my statue, I move out, and I go back on these ads. Get them all together, and we cleave them down again. I think I'm holding Nizao for the last set, or for when I'm fighting the boss again. I don't remember what I did here. I think I'm holding it for right here, just to make a quicker burst. I'm not sure though, let's see. I honestly don't remember what I did with Nizao here. I think I'm holding it. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't need to use it yet. Okay, so now we're going to get knocked into the air, and again, you can use Monk Transcendence here because I put it down and then, boom, I'm back on the ground and I take no fall damage. Super useful. So now we're back in this phase. It's going to be my co-tank going into the phase. Into the ghost place. I don't know what it's really called, but you know. So I'm going to taunt the boss and take him over and start doing big damage to him. And I try to keep my camera at an angle to where I can still somewhat see these ads and what's going to be coming down and if I need to ROP or not. So I try to keep my I try to keep my camera at a good angle while I'm fighting him. So I'm just paying attention to the ads while still doing big damage. So I did put my rep down there just to help them keep the ads back. And then I moved him a little bit over because they're getting kind of close. Keep doing big damage. And then I use my, so right there, I used my Black Ox Brew reset so that I could have a shield up for the consume. So watch that again, it's right here. So my shield is getting lower, so I reset for a full shield, so I have it for the consume, so I'm super healthy. And then I'm gonna do the boom, the portal with Descendants. And now it's going to be my turn again to go deal with the ads. I get another shield at the last second to still stay healthy from the hit, and I go and gather all these ads. Now, the best way to gather these ads is to simply just go for the big one and just throw your abilities at him, and these will follow, and then you just cleave him down. If there's one in the corner and you can go grab it, do it, but you can either have like a ranged DPS do the kick on this guy's sphere, or just have someone else bring him to you. In most cases, it'll work out just fine. Okay, so we're getting him down. These ads can do some pretty good damage when they're all alive, so make sure you have some form of a defensive up when you're fighting the ads. If you're Brewmaster, just watch your stagger. And then once again, we're going to go back on the boss until the ad is up to attack again. And he's up, so I'm going to turn back, help him get the ad. And there's one back here that does it fear, so we want to make sure he's dead or that's going to hurt. Do touch of death, more damage. Consume. We have 2 demon hunters using their darknesses on both the consumes, which is really helpful. It's my Transcendence for knockback. And now we're in the phase again where he's going to dive and summon ads. So we're just waiting. I put down my statue. And then we go and get these ads down as fast as possible. I go ahead and use Mizao here, just because the Colossal, if he dies quicker, it's better, so I just pop it, because before this, the boss was at like 20% or like 25%, so I feel like I'd be fine with just my normal abilities for damage. So I just pop my Mizao early to do as much as I can. We keep going. This is the last set of ads. One more ad down. Then we're gonna get ready for his dives. So we all move over. I put down my Transcendence. I go down. And big damage. So it's going to be me fighting the boss while my other tank is in the phase. So I take him over a little bit and just start fighting. While again, I keep my camera at an angle to watch the ads from where I am. And I'm ready to use my Rob if needed to help keep the ads at bay. So I do throw my Rob, and so is a different monk. So we have 2 Robs, which is super good, so they're way back, perfect space. Because we have 3 monks in the raid, so pretty nice. Let's keep hitting him. And I do throw my keg over there because I'm like, I'm hoping it would hit him, those ads back there, but I don't think it did, but, you know, he's 5%, so I just kind of was hoping for the best. It's kind of funny. Now this is where he's going to do big damage, so it got kind of scary here. I'm pretty sure I do end up dying here, even with my shield, because I'm just so low. I do die here. But because we have a good amount of people up, the boss goes down. Just like that. And that's the fight. It's honestly, once you get the hang of the tank mechanics and where to move, it's really not that bad. I feel like it's more difficult as a healer,
Until
but
then, the
tanks,
showdown
it's
will
normally not that
protect
bad.
the world from their rage and sorrow. Thank you.
I think I do show a damage breakdown here, so I'm just going to wait before I cut to something else. And obviously, since I already did it, I don't have any loot rolls, but it's fine. I didn't get much loot on my first clear, anyways. So here's my damage breakdown. It's mostly just keg smash and flurry strikes, followed by tiger palm, empty barrel, kick, stomp, things like that. Mostly just strikes and keg though. And then my healing breakdown, it's refreshing drink, does a lot of off healing. It's very good. And then fortune, shield, pretty basic stuff. Nothing crazy for the healing breakdown. My potion. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and were able to learn how that fight works from a tank's perspective or just the fight in general. This is my first time doing one of these commentary type videos where I talk over one of my own recordings, so I apologize if I said multiple times or sound nervous. I'm sure I will get more comfortable when I do more, because I do want to do more of these videos, whether it's recording Mythic Plus or raid fights. Like I could do VODs of my runs with just no commentary, just a simple video. And I can do ones where I'm talking about those runs or like a different run. And then I'm also considering making a full-on Brewmaster Monk guide. At some point, I just need to. I'm probably going to wait until later in this season because it's still week 1. So I'm going to get better gear, get my tier set, all that type of stuff. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.